Assassin's Creed Shadows. Where do I begin? Everyone's favorite DEI project, Ubisoft's last-ditch effort to stay alive as a company, and a lot of people's favorite franchise, one of the biggest in gaming, to be honest. Surely this game will be met with nothing but love and positivity, right? Of course not. Look, the game, dare I say it, is pretty good, right? The quality is there. The story is there, the dialogue is there, the combat is kind of whatever as usual. There's nothing too breathtaking, although I'll touch on the weather system, the dual protagonist, and like the hideout, some of the bigger standout new gameplay features that I've noticed. But look, I'm gonna be real with y'all, all right? This review was kind of rough for me. All right, it was a little tough. Not because the gameplay was bad, but because I am just not an Assassin's Creed person. All right, if you're looking for an Assassin's Creed review that can compare it to the previous titles, that is not me. The last one I played was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and I mostly played that for the multiplayer. All right, that's where I'm at with Assassin's Creed games for real. And look, this is coming from a place of respect, legit. I think that Assassin's Creed has a place in gaming. It is a solid franchise that gives you exactly what you're gonna expect. Killing stealthily, you know what I mean? But for me, I would have liked some more improvements across the board, right? Some drastic improvements. And I know that's just not great business most of the time, right? These games still sell like hotcakes. With that being said, I knew I was going to get a review code and I knew I was going to post a review. So I had to ask myself, how do I review a game that I genuinely know I don't have a lot of interest for? Like up until now, I only review games or played games really that I like really already knew I would like or had a lot of interest in, a lot of possibility that I would like the game. Assassin's Creed's ceiling for me liking the game is pretty low, right? Because I know exactly what it is and I know those games aren't my favorite. And this brought on all sorts of thoughts about reviews in general, right? I've always been against the number score for reviews, but reviews as a whole is a lot harder than it looks, especially when you don't really care to play a game. Like it took so much mental fortitude for me to like sit down and play the game, even though I wanted to like play Monster Hunter or, you know what I'm saying, all these other games that are out right now. Because contrary to all of the,
you're a paid shill, you're just saying nice things so they can give you money and free games.
This is not the case. I could have not made this video. I only made it to be 100% honest with you guys because I do want the traffic. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be fully honest with you. I'm not trying to trick you. I'm not trying to, fool you into watching this video. I am going to quote unquote review it, but it won't be super in depth. I will not be comparing it to other games of the franchise. I am telling you this so that you are fully informed when you're watching this video. And this video will also more likely go into a rant about the process of reviewing games. All right, so without further ado, the elephant in the room here is Yasuke, DEI, the girl protagonist, etc., etc. I can say that the dual protagonist is pretty cool. It does keep me a little more interested. And thank God they both play very differently from each other. Obviously, Yasuke is big, he's strong, he's there to throw the hands. He wants to fade all of the time. Wow. Niobe is stealthy. She's the assassin that you'd be, that you're used to. Now, what I like is that they do have weaknesses on both sides. Yasuke is terrible at stealth. Niobe is terrible at combat just because she has such low health. So you feel more inclined to switch so that you can play those other styles. For me, that's okay. For a lot of people, that will be annoying because you will gravitate toward one of the characters. And when you do that, their weakness will become a lot more annoying because you want to play that character. That's understandable. It doesn't happen for me. I'm cool with it, but I can understand it happening for other people. But Naoi was the one for me, right? She's quick, she's stealthy, she's just cool. Like I like her character a lot, so that's who I was trying to rock with for most of the time. But story-wise, I was more interested in Yasuke. They acknowledge right off the bat that there is a black guy roaming around feudal Japan. They acknowledge his story, his backstory, and where his place is in this world. And it makes sense. His dialogue is solid. All of the world building surrounding both of the characters are really well done. And I say that as someone that's not even halfway through the game. All right. There's probably some twists and turns and stuff that may maybe change my opinion or not. But right now, from what I've experienced, the story is what's keeping me playing for real. Like, I really like the story. I like the exploration as well, and kind of building my base, which I'll talk about later. But the story is interesting. Like, I was playing it and I was thinking, I didn't know Ubisoft can hit like this, right? Like, since Far Cry like 2 or 3. But they was doing really well. I think the world as a whole is well done. It has some nice details to it. It's pretty. It's a very pretty game. The soundtrack, the score in general is done really well. I like it. Dare I say it, it rivals Ghost of Tsushima. They're both really good Ubisoft games. Yes, I call Ghost of Tsushima Ubisoft game because that's basically what it is. Far Cry with swords, but I digress. Because at the end of the day, it's Assassin's Creed, man. Like, it's Assassin's Creed. Like, I may sound jaded, and that's because maybe I am, but I think these games are cool. Assassin's Creed is no exception. I have no clue how the deep fandom feels about this game and how they will feel about this game. I can't even predict it, right? You guys will find something that you hate or love about this one that wasn't in other franchises. That's for y'all to decide, or go to another reviewer, right? But for me, and maybe people who are like me, who are like interested in Assassin's Creed, but not really, I think this is a well-made game. I think this is well made. And this is where my crossroads start to begin, because yes, like what I'm playing, I think it's better than what I expected for sure. But I expected boring, really. That's kind of what I expected, because that's what I associate with me playing the franchise. Okay. I'm not saying that the game or Assassin's Creed really is boring, but that's what I expect from my experiences of playing Assassin's Creed. So how do I convey that I think the game is like doing some good things and it's well made, while I know my personal experience, no matter what this game really was, the fact that it's Assassin's Creed leaves it within a certain box. Is that fair for me to even review this, right? Is this fair for me to give you my opinions on that? Or are they just that, opinions, and it's okay? Because I am also sure, like 100% sure, that there are people like me with the same thoughts and feelings as me. Maybe their last one wasn't Brotherhood. Maybe it was Black Flag instead. I know a lot of people played that one. Maybe they feel the exact same way, but they're still going to review Assassin's Creed. They're still going to give it a numerical score at the end of their review. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right for you to go into this game, make a review, knowing that you don't really care for whatever this game is, and you're maybe expecting or hoping that you get completely wowed. Your jaw drops to the ground. And if that doesn't happen, then the game is mid. But the possibility of that happening with your preconceived notion of the series and experience with the series as a whole is so low. Is that a fair thing to really expect? And how many times has this happened? Look, I always knew that like reviewing games and reviewing games as a job, especially if you like listen to podcasts or like actually listen to some of the reviewers, they admit that, hey, it gets a little tough sometimes when review season comes around. Me and just my regular gamer brain was like, how tough can it be? Right? You're playing the game, buddy. Relax. But it's really hard to like kind of quote unquote be forced to play a game that you aren't really that interested in. I would say that it's even more difficult than reviewing a bad game that you was interested in, right? Because now you can start to find your disappointments. You can see where the game let you down. But if you're reviewing a game that you're just not interested in, then your disappointment is in the concept as a whole. You know, it's like me not playing racing games or liking racing games and then reviewing Gran Turismo. I don't like racing games. Like I said, I always thought that the process of reviewing games, especially with a little numerical score at the end, was flawed and we should throw it out. But I didn't understand the depths of like fully reviewing a game. And again, I'm not even paid to do it. I could have just not done this. I'll get into why I guess in the end, but reviewing a game that like you don't really want to play is just as hard, man. That's how you get so many of these reviewers that just like blow through the game, just straight beeline it, right? And that plus time limits, it's really crazy. I know y'all are probably also just listening to me like, bro, it's just a game. Did you like it? Did you not? I hear you, man. Also, this page probably won't be for you because I will almost never go as simple as yes or no, right? I like to yap, so that's what we're doing here. But anyway, I think the game is a little bit better than what I expected, which again was completely boring. I do like the characters. I do like the weather system, which is an interesting system that allows you to like play a little differently depending on if it's sunny and bright out versus rather it's raining and puddles are making sounds versus it's foggy and they can't see you versus it's leaves on trees and you can ruffle them or hide under. There's a few different things with the weather system that I actually like, and the building also keep me interested. So it kept my interest more than other Assassin's Creed games, which is a win, but it didn't blow me really out of the water. But also the chances of it doing that was slim and none to begin with. So I want to give like a reviewy sum up, which is like Assassin's Creed does better than expected, but nothing to fully bring any newcomers or hesitant buyers into the franchise. Maybe if I had to sum it up, I think that's even a little far-fetched. But if you stayed this long, you are due an explanation as to why I reviewed it in the first place. And that's pretty simple because this is a growing page and Assassin's Creed Shadows is a very popular game that will obviously seek me a little bit more of an audience. So obviously this review is going up, man. Like I have to do this review and I'm probably going to stream it later as well. I'm gonna do all that because I need to get in the habit of doing that. But going forward, man, I don't know how I'm going to attack reviews. Really, especially like popular games that I know I'm not really that interested in. Maybe I'll just like segue it into another rant like this. I don't know. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed what this was. Hope you at least got a little bit of clips of some gameplay to inform your decision or to whether or not you want to buy the game or not. I don't think I was extremely helpful here, but if it was, hit me with a like, hit me with a subscription. Follow more of my discussions about video games along with my show, which is reminiscent of like a Attack of the Show G4 kind of vibe that I have with an awesome host by the name of Lex Larksine. It's called Checkpoint the Show. Let me know what y'all think about what I did here. All right. I am looking forward to your feedback for real. Good luck. Peace out.